Hello everyone and welcome to Airship Dreams with me, Sita. Today we're going to do another brilliant science experiment with Kristina from Little Science Lab. We're learning all about the science of flight inspired by airships. We'll make a paper straw rocket and see how it flies up into the air. Kristina, over to you.
Hello everybody, this is Little Science Lab. My name's Kristina and today we're going to talk about the science of flight. Now we're going to start off by talking about these teeny tiny paper rockets, and we're all going to make one of these today and launch it into the air. Now this isn't the most exciting looking one, and I challenge you to make a much better rocket than this, okay? But I'm going to talk you through the main components that you need. No matter what the size of a rocket, whether it's a tiny paper rocket or a giant rocket, there are some components that always need to be the same. So first of all, we have this part of the rocket here, which is the main part, okay? The body of the rocket, we call it. Now, if this rocket was going to space, it would have in it it might have a rover that was going to Mars, it might have astronauts, it would have all the food they need, all the equipment. That would be in the top body of the rocket. Underneath here, this is mainly chemicals and oxidizers and fuel, which get that rocket into space. Now, the other things you will always see in a rocket is a pointed top. So you could make a cone for your rocket to make it more pointed, but you need a pointed top. And that's to make our rocket aerodynamic. And that means that it will slice through the air and it should fly very straight, which is really important. The other thing we always get is these fins at the bottom, tail fins. I've just got 2 triangles on my rocket, but you might want to have 3 or 4 or 5 tail fins on yours. It's totally up to you and your design. But these are really important because we need several forces to act to get our rocket into space. So the first thing you're going to need is a force called thrust, which pushes your rocket into the air. But thrust is very important, but it needs another force to work against it to help it. And that's what we have these tail fins for. So the tail fins create another force, which is really important. It's called drag, and it pulls back the rocket. Now, if we didn't have drag, we just had thrust, our rocket force would all be in the top. And that could end up with a rocket that somersaults. But what you need is the drag in the tail fins to pull the rocket back, and then with your thrust and your drag, you get a nice straight rocket cutting through the air. So even though this rocket is tiny, it still has a nose cone, it still has a body, and it still has these tail fins to create that drag. Now today we're going to launch our rocket using a fuel, which is air, and our launch pad is going to be a straw. So if I put my rocket here onto this straw and I put some air into it, 3, 2, 1.
Kristina, this is brilliant. So the thrust of the rocket propels it up into space because of the air we're blowing through the straw. Then the fins act like rudders on the rocket, keep it traveling on a smooth path. And that exerts a force called drag, which pulls the rocket backwards and makes sure it doesn't do somersaults. Brilliantly explained. Thank you so much. And then the nose of it makes sure that it's aerodynamic and can fly straight through the air. Right, I'm so excited. How do we make our rocket?
So I'm going to talk you through how to make your rocket. Now the first thing you're going to need is a strip of paper around about 6 centimetres wide and about 10 to 12 centimetres long. It's up to you how long really, and it's up to you what colour. I'm using sugar paper, blue sugar paper. You could use newspaper, tissue paper, whatever you think is going to make a good rocket, a nice strong rocket body. And I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to wrap that piece of paper around the pencil. So you might need a little bit of help with this, maybe work in pairs, ask somebody to help hold the paper for you once it's wrapped up. But once it's wrapped around, we just want to put some tape along here to keep it in place. I'm using masking tape because it's nice and easy to work with. You could use sellotape too. So I'm going to pull my pencil out now, and I've got a tube. So this is my rocket body. Now, if I put some air in this now, let's put it on the launch pad. If I put air in this now, is this rocket going to go anywhere? Let's have a look. Right, it goes nowhere. And that's because we need to close the end. At the moment, the fuel is going straight through the straw and out of the other end. Okay, So let's take that rocket off there, and I'm going to fold over the end to create my cone, my nose cone. Now you could spend more time making a really pointy nose cone. That would be a good challenge for you to do at home. But essentially what we need is to close the top of our rocket just like that. Brilliant. So the third thing we need is some fins. Now I've just taken a really small piece of square piece of paper here, and I'm going to fold that in half to the two corners so that I have a triangle, and then I'm going to cut that straight down the middle. So I have two triangles ready for my rocket. Now you could have the size of your triangles completely different to mine. You could have bigger ones, you could have smaller ones, you could have more than two, you could have 4, you could have 6, you could have 3, whatever you think is going to be the best design. And everybody's rocket is going to be unique. So you need to connect these tail fins to your rocket, and they need to just be taped on to the bottom, one on each side, so that your rocket will end up looking like this. And now we can give it a launch. So we'll put it on the launch pad. We take our straw, put it on the launch pad here, and we count down 3, 2, 1.
Right everyone, so over to you. You need those 3 key elements, the body, the nose and the fins, but you can design them however you like. Your choices will impact how far your rocket can fly. Get creative as well and think about the colours of your rocket too. When you're ready, measure the distance of how far or how high your rocket can fly. Why not have a competition with your friends, your family or your classmates, and we would love to know your best result. Please do let us know how your experiment goes. Send us an email with some pictures if you like to hello@airshipdreams.com. For more information and loads more fun videos, activities and experiments, head to our website airshipdreams.com. Have fun and I'll see you again soon. Keep airship dreaming. Bye bye!